What's going on, everybody? It's Chris Classic on the way to work on this Sunday. Beautiful day, a little rain. Well, we know the sunshine will come, and I pray that the sunshine will come shine down on y'all continually through trials and tribulations. You know, sometimes we get mad at the rain, but sometimes the rain provides water and resources that we need to grow or even wash some away. So always remember that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the C3 Ultimate Wrestling YouTube channel. Me and my wife's professional wrestling company. Once again, C3 Ultimate Wrestling on YouTube. Dope channel. I got some more content I'm about to release for you guys. Hope you guys like it. We have our show June 10th in Crown Point, Indiana. I hope to see you guys there. Can Sammy Guevara fully recover? And I'm not talking about an injury. I'm not talking about alcoholism or anything like that. I'm just talking about, can he recover from himself? That is the question of the day. That is the question of this video. For some who may not know who Sammy Guevara is and what he has done, he is a wrestler that wrestles on AEW. He's part of the Jericho Appreciation Society. He has been under Jericho's wing for a while. Forgive me, I don't remember the faction that Jericho was in at first. I just know the people that was in it. Jericho, Guevara, Ortiz, Santana, and Hager. I forgot the name. But anyway, going into that, he's a young guy, young upstart, and a lot of people were big fans of him and things like that. They love the moves that he can do. He has a lot of charisma. To me, I think he does too many high-risk things. But, you know, AEW, that's what people expect him to do. So people leave home happy if you are a Guevara fan. The guy has done a lot of things in the locker room, said a lot of things in his past that have caught up to him, and has left a sour taste in people's mouth. Biggest thing was what he said about Sasha Banks when he saw her when he did like a WWE tryout. He said he wanted to do something. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. You know, you can just type in Sammy and Sasha Banks and it'll go straight to a 15-second clip. And it infuriated a lot of people. And then if some people were trying to say, well, he's still young and he was young back then. That kind of conduct is unacceptable. And even the person that did the interview, he should have said something or try to check him about that instead of going into another follow-up question. You know, as somebody who has kids and has a wife, has daughters and stuff like that, you don't want nobody saying they would do that to your wife, your kid, or anybody, or any woman, or any person, period. You know, especially women already having a hard time with a lot of things going on in society. You don't want to hear that kind of stuff. So AEW did something. They suspended him without pay, and they gave him some kind of training. I forgot what it was. Usually these kind of trainings, I don't really think they take them serious. They're just saying that to sensitivity training. That's what it was. They just say that because they want to say like they're doing something or whatever like that. And maybe they did take his stuff, money away or whatever like that. But he came back. So that was some of the things. People still was rocking with him. But low-key, people really started turning more on him was when he broke up with his fiancee, Pam, and wound up going out and eventually marrying Ty Mello, formerly known as Ty Conti. I think some of the guys were upset because they loved how Ty looked. Like, she's a very attractive woman. So a lot of people were upset that they thought that they had a chance. And Sammy took that away. And then you have some people that's kind of on a morality scale, I guess. They were upset that he proposed to one girlfriend and broke up and dated somebody else. So the assumption is cheating. I'm not doing all of that. I'm not investigating. I'm not doing all of this kind of stuff to look to see if he cheated or whatever like that. With wrestling, it's a lot of infidelity. And to me, as a person who stands on morals, especially biblical morals, and stands on how a covenant of marriage is, you know, I don't rock with it. But at the same time, I don't know. You know, they could have broken up. You know, I don't know. But My thing is when it comes to that kind of thing, people run with what they want to run with. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're mad at Sammy for doing that, but some same people may not be mad at Bray for what the situation with his ex-wife and JoJo and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So I guess each them. But a lot of people were a lot of people was upset with that. They was upset that he didn't go out with his woman anymore. I don't know, maybe it was mutual or whatever like that. Some people was upset that he was dating a girl that considered one of the hottest female competitors in AEW. Some people was mad at that. Some people was mad that he took explicit pictures with the belt, the TNT title with Ty in that room. I don't think that was the best thing to do, personally. If I'm paying for these belts and for this company, I don't want nobody naked skin. Like, it's bad enough people's chest and sweaty body be all up on the belt anyway. So let alone private parts and stuff like that. No telling, y'all probably was doing the hanky panky. I wouldn't want that on my belts, but some fans, they didn't like that and stuff like that. So some people are like, this guy is toxic. And then now we're even going into Eddie Kingston and Andrade, the situations that happened with them. With Andrade, it was a lot of beef with that about stuff with the heritage and calling each other out and being unsafe with each other. Like, it was like a lot of back and forth. I think this was even after Eddie. And what happened was, they basically said they was going to meet up on Wednesday. And I do think that Tony should have handled that better, and instead of thinking that they were going to actually get together and talk on Wednesday when you know that they was going to scrap. They chose to keep Sammy on the show and send Andrade home, didn't want to release him. And Sammy and Jericho was making fun of Andrade by doing his poses in the ring. Those are things to pay attention to. These are things to pay attention to when I go into my conclusion. And then also the situation with Eddie Kingston. I don't know, there's a lot of riffraff between the two. And apparently Sammy called Eddie a fat piece of S. And Eddie got mad at that. I know Eddie got a belly and stuff like that. He's not the most physically fit person, but that's something that threw him over the edge, and there was issues with that. So, like I said, I'm on the outside looking in, but a lot of people be like, if the person has the most problems with the most people, he's the most problematic. And sometimes that's true, and sometimes it is not. If I had to say, yeah, I do think that he was a catalyst on some of it, but ego, wrestling, a whole bunch of things. All of that is swirled into the smoothie of wrestling. Alcoholic, preferably. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been something, and it's like people are booing him, and he does portray a heel. So I'm not gonna be like, oh well, they're booing him because they don't like him because of his personal antics. Maybe they just boo him because he's part of a heel stable with Jericho and stuff like that. I've always went like that. It'd be different if he was a face and they were just randomly booing him, but no, he's not a face, far from it. But I remember even Tessa, right, when the situation was going on with Tessa Blanchard and all the other stuff that was going on with her, people was booing her after she won the title, well, leading up to the title, because the situations that were saying, comments that she said, spitting at a girl and all this other stuff. So it was like they tried so hard to even like just have a triumphant thing, it just didn't work. So it works for Sammy's benefit that he is a heel right now. And sometimes he does get reaction, and he still like wrestles the same or whatever. So going into the conclusion, can he recover? It's a possibility he can. As far as the Sasha comment, which I think is heinous, they did talk to each other. So that's one thing. So she gave him for that horrible thing. That's other people's decision on if they want to forgive them or not, but the person that he was speaking on forgave him, so that speaks volumes. That is a big, horrible statement to say that possibly could haunt him, maybe if he did want to go to other companies and stuff like that. Now, I do know that other companies mistreat people and all of this other stuff, but people become hypocrites and bigots when it comes to things that benefit them, especially on the awareness take on it. You get what I'm saying? So as far as like the backstage stuff, we haven't really heard much of backstage antics with Sammy in a while. So maybe he has matured, or maybe people leave him alone. Like we all know he's protected by Jericho and Tony. And more likely Jericho than Tony. You know, Jericho, he's more missed than hits when his ideas with creative stuff for the Jericho Appreciation Society. And I forgot, even the Sammy had a situation with Impact Wrestling. He didn't like how they wanted to book him and stuff, so he didn't show up. And that was a little sour taste. Now with that, sometimes as a professional wrestler, sometimes you just have to do what is asked and what's required of you. But sometimes you have to know your work. That's all I will say with that situation. From the rumors of what they had him booked for, I even said why. So you get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and just try to just straight bash Sammy or whatever like that. It's not what I'm trying to do. It's just we're just bringing up stuff. So I do think that he can recover from his stuff. You've had a lot of other wrestlers that had bad things going on. Jeff Hardy, for example, is going on with a whole bunch of stuff for years, and people still love him and everything that he does. Jeff never said to my knowledge, never said he wants to do what he said he wants to do with Sasha. So that's the thing. Like, to me, that's like one of the biggest things out of anything that was just bad thing to say. He shouldn't have just said it, period. Like, I don't even know why that was even in his speech of how bad you wanted this lady. And, I wouldn't say that to a woman. I don't think, that would make a woman comfortable around you or anybody. So to him have a wife, shout out to her, I guess, because, but it is what it is. So what do you guys think? I do think he can recover and stuff like that. I think he should be a heel for a while. Sometimes people have selective memory when it comes to what people say and what people do. People in the locker room who are toxic, they can change. They can become likable. They can become popular. They can become locker room leaders and heroes and stuff like that. It's slippery slope. I'm not a big fan of Sammy Guevara, but I do know he's a very talented wrestler. You get what I'm saying? I do think that he does do a lot of risky things that don't need to be done. I do think that when he slows down and becomes more polished, it works, and he will stand out from everybody else. Some of the stuff he does, Phoenix does, and then now what's his name, Commander does, and Dragon Lee and Dralistico, Top Flight and everything. Like, a lot of the stuff that he does, it's like, I don't want to say it's really different outside of what he looks like compared to everything else, but I do think that he does have potential and stuff like that. I'm sure he's aware that those comments that he said, a lot of people are not going to let him. They're not going to get over that, because those are big things, man. But those are big things. So I definitely understand that. But what do you guys think? Can he fully recover? Can he become the top guy? Can he be somebody that people like? What do you guys think? I hope you guys are having a great, wonderful day as I'm around the corner from my job. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.